Welcome back to the semester, everyone. My name is Joanna, and this is MKT243 Marketing. Okay? All right, so let's begin. Now, we have a few learning outcomes that we will cover and you will also achieve for this chapter. The first learning outcome, of course, since that this is the first chapter, we will look at the definition of marketing. The second is we're going to look at the 4 marketing philosophies, and we are also discussing about the differences between the sales marketing and also the market orientation. And last, we'll be also looking at several reasons why studying marketing is important. Okay, let's continue. Now, what is marketing? Every organization has its own marketing department. And in every industry, marketing plays its role in getting the communication between the organization and also their consumers. All right. So looking back to the olden golden years of marketing, actually starts as a philosophy. It starts as philosophy. It has also been looked at as an attitude. It's a perspective and also is an orientation. So basically, marketing is not just looking into sales anymore. It's not so much in selling ideas or selling products or selling services only. It is actually, I can say, a way of life for a certain organizations. All right? And this attitude, philosophy, and activity, what it does is to implement the 4 P's of the organization. I'm sure everyone is familiar with the 4 P's term. 4 P stands for product, price, promotion, and also place. And these are the 4 main big players when we talk about marketing. In the textbook, it concluded the whole definition as the activity or a set of institutions and processes for creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging of offerings that have value for customers, clients, partners, and society at large. So let's break it down a little bit. So right now, marketing is a process. All right? It says here that to practice marketing, there is a certain process that you have to follow. And this process is done by a certain institution. It means that if you were to practice marketing, for example, you will know that there is a process that you have to follow. And this process is not just being done by one person, it is actually being done by a team. It's an institution, okay? And this process has certain functions. One of the functions is to create, to communicate, and also to deliver and exchange offerings. Now, the next terms that marketing uses is offerings. So basically, offerings is your 4 P's. What you offer to your customers, what you offer to your consumers. So we touched about 4 P's just now. So it means that the process is to create, to deliver, to exchange, and making sure that your consumers, your clients have access to the 4 P's that you have: the product, the pricing, the promotion, and also the distribution. And basically, this marketing is to have more value, to create more value for your customers, for your clients, and not just your clients, your partners, and also the society. So basically, when you practice marketing, it's not just between you and consumers now. Now, 10 years ago, that was it. 20 years ago, that was it. You consumers, and that's it. But now marketing has becoming more bigger in the sense that you also practice marketing for your public, for the society. So if you're an organization, your target is not just for your consumers right now. Marketing focuses on consumers, on your business partners, your suppliers, and also the whole public, the whole society. All right? So it looks like marketing is a big deal nowadays. Okay, when we talk about an institution, we touch about marketing being a process and marketing being exercised by a certain individual in an organization, a certain team and organization. So it means that whether you like it or not, you know that your employee will come into play. Your employee will be one of the most important assets that you have. All right. So in marketing as well, it focuses on employees' satisfaction. Now, the topic of employee satisfaction will be discussed even more in your HRM subject, human resource management subjects. So what marketing does is looking at how a satisfied employee could give the organization a good service, an excellent delivery for service to the customers, all right? So this diagram shows that if you have employee satisfaction, the satisfied employee will give greater effort, and that greater effort will lead to higher quality for products or services. It will lead to repeat business because of the customers are satisfied. They're happy with their salesperson. They're happy with the people in your company, all right? And repeat business usually will give growth and profit. Well, it's not really a promise, but then usually in theory, if you have repeat business, you have satisfied customers, they give money to you, so it means that there's room for growth and profit. Of course, when there's growth and profit, then your bosses will be very happy, your stakeholders, your stockholders will be satisfied, and at the end of the day, you have more investment. And with more investment, it will give you an opportunity to expand. It will give you an opportunity for your product to be developed even more. If you're in the technology industry, then your products will be technology enabled all the time, up to date. Okay? So as you can see, marketing is a very important role. All right. And looking back just now, looking into definitions of marketing, it says that it facilitates the exchange process between the organization and the customer. What do you exchange normally? Well, since that you have the 4 P's, you have your products, you have your offering. So marketing facilitates the ease of your products being from you and traveling to your customers. All right, so that means exchange. So in marketing, exchange is very, very important. You have to make sure that the exchange process the exchange effort is flawless. All right, so let's look into what exchange means, or the conditions of an exchange. So first of all, exchange must be between, well, 2 parties. If you are the only one, if you are an individual who you want to exchange with, that will be funny, right? And then second, it has to be something of value. Something of value means you have something that is valuable to you, and at the same time, it is something valuable to the second party, the one that you want to exchange with. Okay, and in this particular topic that we're talking about is the products and services of your company, of the organization. Okay, there must be communication and there must be delivery. So of course, if you want to exchange with someone, there must be some kind of an understanding that exchange is going to happen. There must be a communication of regulations, probably. There must be a communication of, let's say if you want to exchange this product and this money, now, what would be the terms, what would be the rules for it? Is it going to be in cash, going to be in credit card? Is it going to be paid in 2 months' time? Is it cash on delivery, etc., etc.? So all of that must be communicated, okay? And you must also allow a freedom to accept or reject. So it means that you have something of value, your customer sees that it's valuable, all right, you were talking about it, there's communication, there's delivery, but you must also allow for the exchange to not happen. So in a way, if they are happy with it, they will be accepting the value. When they accept the value, so it means that there is some desire to deal with other parties. If they accept what you're trying to exchange, then transaction will happen, and that's where the repeat business will come. They're happy with the transaction, they're happy with the exchange, they're happy with the experience that they have with the salesperson, and then you can start to see that they will come again, maybe to the same salesperson, or maybe to the same company, or for the same product. But exchange must happen. Exchange must be communicated I've covered this just now. An exchange may not take place even if conditions are met. An agreement must be reached. Marketing occurs even if exchange does not take place. So it means that, let's say they don't want to buy the product that you are offering, for example, okay? But that doesn't mean that marketing stops there. That doesn't mean that you have to stop practicing marketing or something like that. Marketing also involves building relationships. Maybe now is not the right time for them to exchange with you. Okay, maybe now is not the right time for you to sell the product, but then because of the relationship that you give, the allowance that you give, the freedom that you give for your consumers to give comments or to give time to think about either the purchase is suitable or not, then you will continue with persuading the consumers to be part of the company. Okay? All right, so that was our first learning outcome, the learning outcome of looking into the definition of marketing. All right, and to explain further or to conclude, then let's look into this diagram. This is a very good diagram of what marketing really is. Okay, so let's look into first the inner circle of this diagram. And the inner circle of this diagram it consists, or it represents, exchange from party A to party B, also from your organization, if you're an organization, to your consumers. So whatever that is been going on, whatever products or prices or whatever it is that you are trying to offer, if you don't have exchange, well, nothing is going to happen, all right? So products, place, price, and promotion will have to be exchanged in order marketing to happen. And when this happens, as you exchange, you have to also control these circles. So it means that at the same time you create value, you communicate value, and also you deliver value. Okay, maybe let's talk about a little bit about what value means. Value could be in terms of quantity. Value could be in terms of net worth, of RM, of dollars, of USD, or whatever currency that you like, okay? But marketing is looking into value. It means that perceived value from consumers, perceived value from the company, how they see the importance or the relevance of your products and services. So we're looking into value. We're not really looking into the price of it. We're looking into whether that product or that services is important for their life. Will it solve their solution? Or will it be the solution for their problem? Okay? So at the same time, as you exchange your product, your price, your promotion, you always have to bear in mind that in order, you have to communicate the value of that product, the value of that services. You have to deliver that value. So it means that if the product makes clothing white, okay, as simple as that. So it means that you have to make sure that the product really produces white clothing. If it goes blue, then something will be wrong. And that's when exchange will be haywire, because you're not delivering it, you're not creating it. Okay, so marketing is not all about selling anymore. Yeah, you can sell, fine, but then marketing is more on creating relationship with your consumers. And how you do so is by creating value, delivering value, and communicating. Sorry, communicating first. Creating, communicating, and delivering. Okay, at the same time, you also bear in mind that customer value and beneficial relationships will occur from more flawless exchange. Okay, let's move to the second learning outcome. Second learning outcome is looking to the philosophy. Remember, we said that marketing is a philosophy. It started off as a philosophy. So let's look into these 4 philosophies that we have. All right, Kotler, I can say Lamb and Kotler created all these philosophies by looking at how past organizations or other established organizations practice their marketing, practice creating value, delivering value, and communicating value. And they have concluded it into 4 basic approach. So it means that if you were to practice marketing, right now you have an organization and you want to create marketing strategies, okay? So what would be the approach that you can use to start creating strategies for your product services? So there's 4 main ideas, 4 main approach. All right. The first approach is called the production orientation, or we can say the production marketing management philosophies. It's the same thing. Second is sales. Third is market. And last would be societal. Okay, we'll look into each of this. In production, the focus of the organization, or the focus or the main strength of your organization, is internal capabilities of the firm. So it means that if, let's say, you want to do marketing strategies, you want to create products, services, you want to do pricing, you want to do promotion, you want to do distribution. So if you are applying the production orientation, you focuses more on your capabilities, the internal, the company's own capabilities. And when we talk about capabilities here, we are focusing on production capabilities. Okay, so it means that we have companies that does not really, I can say, does not really focuses on other things outside of the company, the demand, for example, the competitors, for example, the consumers even, for example, but they're looking at how well they can produce. So usually these companies, they like to sell in bulks. They like to sell their products in big, huge quantity, because that's the strength that they have in more on production. And well, that's also marketing, even though it's not really looking into relationships, etc., etc. But then at the same time, that's how they practice their business. Okay, so for production, the focus is more on internal capabilities. For sales, since that production focuses on production, now sales focuses on sales. So it doesn't look into how well they can produce. It looks like how well their salesperson can sell. For example, if you are in the insurance industry, you know that you don't really have a physical product or physical service or anything physical to offer. What you are mainly focusing on is how well your agents can create good relationship with your insurance policy holders, with the consumers. All right, so this particular organization, they focus their efforts, their focus on their strategies on selling, on sales. Third is on market. Now, market means that the focus is on the market. So who is the market? The market will be your consumers. So it says that it focuses on satisfying consumers' needs and wants while meeting objectives of your company. If you want to be the number one, be number two, number three, number four, that will be the objectives that you're trying to achieve. And last will be the societal marketing management philosophies. The societal focuses on satisfying customer needs, okay, and wants while enhancing individual and societal well-being. Now, referring back to the definition, it says that we talked about how marketing is also giving an opportunity for the society to enhance, to grow, how marketing can contribute also to the society. One way to approach that is also looking at how the activities that you do in your company could be a good activity, good exercise, or a good development for the society around you. Okay, we'll talk about the examples of companies later when we finish discussing about this. Okay. Companies guided by the marketing concept, it focuses on customer wants and need to distinguish products from competitors' offerings. Now, this is the third, going into the third learning outcome, looking at the differences between market and sales. All right. So, in market orientation, it integrates all the organization's activity to satisfy these wants, and it achieves the organization's long-term goals by satisfying customers' wants and needs legally and responsibly. So basically, market orientation mirrors exactly what marketing is all about. I think I can conclude that. So it means that if you are practicing market orientation philosophy, it means that you are practicing the very jinx of what marketing is. It's looking into how to satisfy the customer's needs and wants, not how to sell your product or not to not to also be creating products with the cheapest price, for example. No, you are looking at the needs and the wants of your target market, of the consumers, of the society. What are their problems? They can't wake up in the morning. Now, what would be the product that could help them to wake up in the morning, for example? Okay, those is what marketing orientation companies does. And how to achieve this is by obtaining information about customers regularly. So that's where marketing research comes into play. All right, by looking at what will be the things that they want. If, okay, let's say iPhone is creating a new phone, for example. Do you think they just create it out of the blue? No, it goes to the customers. Okay, what would be the need? What would be the flaws of the recent iPhone 5, iPhone 3, iPhone 4G, 4S, now it's iPhone 6. Okay, what would be the setbacks of iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus? And they take all these weaknesses and improve it in the latest iPhone 7. It looks like, I don't know if you've seen it, but I think the iPhone 7 will then have the keypad embedded into it. I don't know, it's all rumors. Probably, it's true, probably that it's not, okay? The second one is to examine the information from a total business perspective. So you have the information, you examine it, you analyze it. At the same time, after you analyze it, you determine how to deliver superior customer value, maybe through products, through technology, through activities, through promotion, and also implement actions to provide value to customers, how to reach your customers. Roadshow, for example, campaigns, go into shopping malls, go to supermarkets, how to get them. If you are services, how are you going to have access to your customer database? How do you have access to your customers? All right, so that's market. For societal, an organization exists not only to satisfy customer wants, but also to preserve or enhance individuals. Okay, this means that for societal marketing concept, it's not just enough for a marketer or for an organization to know how to satisfy needs and wants. It is also to look at how satisfying these needs and wants could enhance everyone's well-being, to improve their way of living, for example, to improve lifestyle, to improve health. Now everyone is so health conscious. All industries is focusing on healthy ingredients, on healthy living. So how can each of the companies be contributing to that kind of lifestyle? Okay, so that is societal marketing concept. All right. So looking at all the 4 types of philosophies, we can also conclude that, let's say, if you are looking into production management, so your focus or your question that you ask is, what can we make or do best? Okay, so for sales, how can we sell more aggressively? For marketing, what do customers want and need? And for societal, what do customers want and need, and how can we benefit the society? Now, going back to the example that I told you, a lot of companies, what they do at this particular moment of time, or in this latest era, is they don't just focus on one philosophy to practice their marketing or to survive in business. Some of the companies, they mix and match and even uses all 4 bases. All right, so one example that I could give you that everyone is very familiar with is McDonald's. Everyone knows McDonald's. And what McDonald's does is they practice market orientation, and also at the same time they practice societal marketing orientation. Now, why do I say that? Okay, let's look at how they do their marketing campaign. Okay, as of recording now, the Prosperity Burger is in, because Chinese New Year is just around the corner. So they know that, okay, if the Chinese New Year is going to come, so it means that everyone is expected to have, or everyone is waiting for the Prosperity Burger. So they'll come up with all this marketing campaign and promotion for Prosperity Burger. So that is marketing. That is market orientation, looking at what the consumers want, what the consumers needs, what's happening. What's the occasion that is going to come in? What will be the demand if that occasion arrives? All right. So at the same time, each McDonald's has its own charity body that they are taking care of, all right? The Rumah Penyayang or something. I think it's called the Rumah Penyayang McDonald's. So what it does is for every purchase, for every money that you spend for McDonald's, some of that portion will go into this donation, into this pool of money to help the charity body that they are doing. And I think it's their own McDonald's own Rumah Penyayang for the kids. Okay, so what McDonald's is doing is not just trying to get sales, but at the same time it's trying to also help the orphanage by creating the Rumah Penyayang Tabung. So every time purchases is done throughout the year for the rest, and they've been doing this for how many years that they've been in the industry, so all of that pool of money will help to create or to give a better living for the orphanage. Okay, now that is just one example of a company, very simple company that everyone knows and everyone is familiar with. And what McDonald's does is just a simple, for me, it's a simple activity, looking at what the customers need, what they want, what they demand, creating menus for it, selling it at the same time, creating a side pool of money to help another need, a group of need for the orphanage. Okay, so when you go back to your facilitators, try to also, as seminar facilitator, you can also try to deliberate the different other types of companies that uses mixtures of management philosophies. Okay, moving on, let's look into the third learning outcome. It's looking into the differences between sales and market. Now this is just really to emphasize what marketing is all about, because I'm sure that, you know, even through my explanation, I use sales, selling, market, customers. Those words are used very often, all right? So let's just look into the differences between sales and market, even though there is a level of sales that you are doing, but marketing focuses more on creating relationship. So the differences between these can be looked into this 5 elements, so, or these 5 predictors, or these 5 factors, the differences between sales and we can look into the focus of organizations. So I think you know this, the focus organization for sales will be on selling, and also the focus on market will be on, yes, the market. So it means that that's number 1 differences. Sales is very inward. All right, sales means that you're looking into how you could push your products. But market, looking at what the customers need, you are creating a pull effect. So it means that you look at what they want, what they need, what their problems are, and you create solution, and they will be the one who demands those solutions for them. Okay, so that's the first main difference. The second difference would be, the second difference would be the firm's business. Businesses with sales usually, who uses sales usually are businesses that focuses on services. Where for market, it could range from services to products. But usually if you have products, you have offerings, then they will look at what will be the best product that they can offer for the consumers. Okay, and if you have services, then you will prone to be looking at enhancing your selling capabilities, your selling skills. Next is looking into those to whom the product is directed. Certain target markets, they like to have more promotion. They like to have more interaction with a salesperson. Okay, so it depends also on the products or services that you're trying to exchange. So for example, if you're trying to buy a car and there's no salesperson there, it's quite difficult for you to decide which car would be the best for you, right? So even though the types of consumers of different products are different, because of the different products that are different in its nature, the style of how to create relationship will also be different. Okay, so for sales, the types of products would be, for example, selling insurance, or selling cars, selling complex products. And for market, it could range from complex to a simple products like your groceries. Okay, Firm's primary goal is also one way to differentiate. For sales, the primary goal is to get sales. For market, primary goal is to satisfy customers' needs and wants. And last, it is tools used to achieve those goals. If you, again, looking at it, this relates to the firm's business. If your business is mainly on services, so your tools for that business are salesperson, so it means that you have to focus on sales. Okay? And if you are products, you have products and services, you have customers, you have different types, you have shopping products, so it means that you can focus more on how to create needs and wants for the consumers. All right. The customer value would be looking at what we've discussed on the first learning outcome. I've explained a little bit on what value is. So this is just an explanation of what value means. Value, to increase customer value, marketers offer products that performs flawlessly, kalau boleh, if you can, and to earn trust, to avoid unrealistic pricing, give the buyers facts, offer organization-wide commitment in service and after-sales support, and also to co-create. Co-create is also another trend nowadays, and this trend is looking into how the customers or the consumers can also contribute to the making of the products. So you look at how organization and customers can work hand in hand in creating a good product. Right? So if you have consumers' participation in that sense, so it means that you create more value for your company, more value for your products, and also the consumers will think of you as a valuable asset or the valuable provider for their everyday solutions. Okay. At the same time, when we talk about company, when we talk about marketing, we can't run away from satisfaction. So it means that the main idea of why marketing is at play at the moment is trying to create customer satisfaction. And since there's a lot of competitors, there's a lot of different types of opportunities and diversities and the differences of products and services and promotion, etc., etc. So sometimes customer satisfaction is becoming a very difficult objective to achieve. So looking back into the theory, how can satisfaction be achieved is by looking at how top management focuses on customer satisfaction. So it means that it's not just the salesperson now, it has to come from the top. It has to come from your mission and your vision. And your mission and your vision must be focusing on customer satisfaction. So that would somehow drive the whole company to satisfy the customer satisfaction. So when you create products and pricing also, it also focuses on how can this price, this product be satisfying your consumers and customers. Employees know their jobs affect customer satisfaction. At the same time, you know that when we talk about satisfaction, when we talk about exchange, when we talk about transaction, there will always be an employee involved. So whether you like it or not, for happy customers, I would say that you must keep your employee happy first so that they can also supply good satisfaction to the customers. Okay? Organizational culture also focuses on delighting customers. So it's not just about one, it's not just about your boss, it's not just about your employee. The whole culture of the business is all about customers satisfaction. Customers always right, as they say. Okay? So that's how we can create customer satisfaction. When you have customers who are satisfied, and then you have, of course, relationship. When you have satisfied customers, they will come back to you because you are relevant to them. You are familiar to them. Whenever they have the same problem for the same solution, they will always come back to the same provider. That's why some consumers, and that's why you are also a loyal users of a certain brands. Because of this, you feel that you have a relationship with the customers. And how to do so is by looking at customer-oriented personnel, making sure that your personnel is also your staff. Your personnel, your employee are very customer-oriented. smile all the time to the customer and trying to give the best good experience whenever they are confronting with the customer, for example. Okay. Also have training programs for the employee to handle customers successfully, to empower employees, motivate them, all right, giving them rewards, giving them incentive. If they were to hit a certain sale, if they have a certain number of satisfied customers, for example, then you can give them incentive. That's how you empower them. And last will be teamwork. So it means that if you have a team, let's say if you go to an organization, you have a team of salesperson, you have a team of people, every single one of them must be speaking the same language. Every single one of them must be wanting to satisfy all the customers that they serve. And that's how you can create more customer satisfaction. Okay, and also to build relationships. So to conclude, the differences between sales and marketing. I like this diagram. This is one of the best diagrams to study, okay, for the differences. And if this comes up in the final exam also, you can also use the same diagram. So sales focus is more inward when market orientation is more outward, all right? For sales, the firm business is selling goods and services. For market is to satisfy wants and needs, all right? And then for whom, so it means that for who are you targeting this orientation? For sales is for everybody, but for market, you tend to focus to a certain target market. So you're not really looking into a whole big bird's eye view, so you're just focusing on a certain group of people that you would like to satisfy. And for sales, primary profit goal for sales will be to maximize sales volume. Sales volume, so it means that how much sales that can you get in a week, in a day, in a month. You have targets that everyone has, and everyone must reach that target by hook or by crook, all right? And then for market orientation, you are looking into customer satisfaction. Not really looking at how much you sell, it's basically looking at how well you can serve your customers and how happy they are leaving your shop, all right? And for sales orientation, you're looking into tools to achieve. For sales, is to look primarily on promotion, the 4P study, primarily on promotion. And for market orientation, you look into the coordination of the different marketing activities. All right? So that's learning outcome number 3. The last learning outcome we're looking at is the reasons. And this is the last topic for the chapter. Now, why? Why is it such an important thing? Why is it that everyone is giving such a big deal about marketing? Why, you would answer, or you would question. So the reasons would be this, okay? So the reasons for why marketing is important is, first, it plays an important role in the society. Now, why is that? Why does it play an important role in society? Okay, let's look back to the McDonald's example. How, you know, they practice societal marketing philosophy and how they create a house for orphanage, and how does that improve society? How does helping orphanage improve the well-being of the society? Now, I think you have your own question there. So it means that they're not just creating sales and profits just for themselves, but what they're doing, they do this to help build the community. So that's why having the good understanding of marketing, satisfying customers' needs and wants, and putting society into your checklist could also help in practicing good marketing. It is also vital to business survival, profits and growth. And even you can see a lot of competitors selling the same products, or a lot of competitors selling the same services, and you can see how well or how comparing iPhone and Samsung, that will be the most example, the most simplest example that I can give you, how each of the brands compete with each other for survival, and all of that is all marketing. How they market themselves, how they market their products, how iPhone makes themselves so exclusive that no one else can actually be iPhone, all right? And sometimes we fight with our friends, you OS and Android, and how, all of that is all marketing, and how for them to survive in the company, in the industry, sorry. It also offers career opportunities, and also it affects your life every day. How can marketing affect your life every day? Okay, a simple example. You have someone that you like in class, probably, or not in class, outside, or wherever lah. Biasalah humans kan, we like each other. Now, how are you gonna attract their attention? How are you gonna make them like you back? For example, of course, what you do is do your research, all right? What they like, what they don't like, and what not, and what are the behaviors that they like, and what the behaviors that they don't like, and stuff like that. So you would practice that also. You would somehow act on it whenever you're in front of a particular person that you like. If let's say they don't like you wearing blue, you don't wear blue, right? Let's say if they like you wearing pink, you wear pink. Now, isn't that marketing? That is marketing. That is satisfying the needs and wants of your target market. You are targeting this guy, you are targeting this girl, and what you do, you're trying to get their attention. How you get your attention? Making sure that you do everything that they like, right? So that's just one example that I can give you. You can also discuss among yourself on the different styles or examples of how marketing can affect your life, but that would be the basic thing, so you can't run away from it, okay? So that is marketing, ladies and gentlemen, all right? And vital marketing activities for organization are as such to assess, design, determine, develop, and also to communicate. Now, this is actually basically the process that you go through when you do marketing lah. All right, to assess the wants and satisfaction, design and manage your product offerings, to determine prices and pricing policies, to develop distribution strategies, and also to communicate with present and potential customers, which we'll discuss more of these processes as we move from one chapter to another. All right. So basically, that's it. Why marketing is important is because it's important to the society, it's important to the business, it's important to opportunities, career opportunities, and marketing affects you every day. All right. Each of the chapter has its own company clip that you can watch. So for chapter 1, you can go to this URL, watch it online, all right? And when you see when you meet your seminar facilitator, feel free to also bring up the company's clip to discuss while you are doing your seminar. And with that, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you for the next chapter. Thank you very much.